G'day guys, Ralph Mayhew here, and today we're down at the Spit, which is at the end of Southport. You go past SeaWorld and come out to take some sunrise photography. And at the moment, PhotoPills says the sun is going to rise just in the gap, but I don't quite trust it. So we'll see how we go. It's about 15 minutes off sunrise. The beautiful thing about here is leading lines. So leading lines are natural lines or lines in your photograph that lead the eye to the subject. So today obviously our sunset or sunrise is our subject and the leading line is the pier. So I don't know if you know this area very well, but it's never ever this busy. It's Saturday morning and there are people everywhere, but there's the city, Gold Coast, or Surfers Paradise I should say. And for some bizarre reason, we're not allowed to go on the wall. But surf is up, ladies and gentlemen. That would have been a nice photo. Anyway, so I'm thinking about using the leading lines to lead straight out to where the sun rises, and you get probably 5-10 minutes of the sun rising. You see on the horizon, there's this haze that will produce, I'm thinking, a bright red circle of a sun, which should look epic. There's no real clouds up here, so basically the action will be when the sun comes up. A couple of things I find it helpful to note is not to put your stuff. My stuff at the moment is over there. You don't put it too close to where you are. It's always better to put your stuff down so you're not carrying it a bit more free. But the surf comes in. Funny thing about the beach, right? The other challenge you've got is positioning your gear, because if you put it where the water comes in, your tripod will move and it will sink into the actual sand, and that will change your composition, and if you're doing a long exposure, it'll muck that whole thing up. I always shoot with a 24-70 here, because if I go wider than a 24, I mean, have a look. This is 24. It's just too wide, right? So you can then zoom in like that. It's 70. It's 24. If you go wider, it's just crazy. So sun is about 5-10 minutes off. I'm opting to go this side of the pier, which is away from the city, and the leading line. So the idea is that the pier leads your eye to the sun. We'll see how we go this morning, won't we? So what I like to do when I compose this shot is actually to make sure the horizon is straight. So that's absolutely important in all landscape photography. So straighten up your horizon, and you can either do that by an internal horizon monitor, or you just make sure that the space here is the same as the space there, right? But because of this setting, there's far more interest in the sea than there is in the sky, and so I'm actually pointing down, and so I've got a third sky and the jetty, and then I've got 2/3 sea, and I've also put the leading line starting from the edge and then leading us toward where the sun is going to be, I hope, which we'll find out in due course, which will just lead the eye all the way into the focal point, which is the sun, and you can just see it's starting to come through. So I think I'm in about the right spot. So I'm gonna do this and have a chat to you in just a minute. So there is the sun, everybody. How nice is that? And let me just show you what I did. See, the challenge here is you've got the surf, and the surf you want really smoothed out, but the sun you want nice and clear. And so to achieve that, I use a filter kit. So I use Nissi filter kit, and if you're looking for more information on how these work and where to get them and all of that, and you're anywhere in Australia, you should go to Ryan Fowler Photography. I'll link his channel in the description. Ryan's a legend and very good at what he does, and he was able to enable me to get some of these, which obviously I purchased. Why you would use a filter kit is to slow down movement. So basically, if there's if the clouds that you want to blur out, or the surf that you want to blur out, you would use a filter kit, and they come in different stops. And the stop is, think about it like this: you can wear sunglasses that are really dark, and then not so dark, and then just light, and then just a slight tint. It's the same way for filters, right? So a filter is sunglasses for your camera. And I started off with a 3-stop. When the sun was quite low, and I want to underexpose. When you correctly expose, the sun looks like this. But when you underexpose, it really becomes a red dot. Now it's too late, it's too high, it's too bright, but it becomes a red dot. So what I do is underexpose, and then I alter either the aperture or the shutter speed to enable the time to extend to about 6 seconds. 6 seconds or more gives you really smooth surf shots, which is really what you want. See these reflections? I wanted to capture them too with the sun as the pier goes down. Now, what I'm going to do is just talk you through a sunburst for a second. Sunburst is when you get the star effect on a photo. So just here, you'll see, if we can focus in on all of that, just here, the sun is cut in half, and therefore it sort of diffuses a little bit. And so if I take a photo of that and I zoom in for you, you can see what a sunburst is. And you can do that with all manner of lights. You can do it with lights at night, you can do it with the sun during the day. There's probably a bit more to say about that, but the trick is to take your f-stop up to the highest it will go, and then adjust your shot accordingly. So basically, if we go f-stop 22, we get our change our shutter speed to match our thing, and then go kaboom. When I look at that, it's like, woo, where are we? It's like that. Pretty sick, right? Now what I want to do is I'm going to go out this way a little bit, so get more sun, and so hopefully get a stronger sunburst. Let's see if that works. So there's the shot, and there you go, stronger sunburst. If I zoom in on this, see, stronger. So basically, you want to monitor the light, and you can do it with your eyes. You can see a sunburst with your eyes, and therefore adjust your shot to get the best results that you possibly can. The other thing I've done to compose this shot is, you see just here, you got the surf in my shot. You got the surf coming in just here. I've tilted down and I've focused in on this nice creamy goodness that I'm just gonna snap away. And see, there's ripples. These ripples just here. If I pull that up, you get this just beautiful movement and creaminess of the water reflecting, which I really enjoy. So you've got the sunburst up north, you've got the creamy goodness of the surf, and a larger wave is just coming in. So I'm trying to underexpose a little bit and using my shutter to do that. And here it comes. Oh, I've got a surfer coming through too. Bonus surfer, could love them. Thanks, man. And with landscape photography, if you focus down, so you pitch down rather than straight with your camera, what's in the foreground becomes bigger, and what's in the background kind of becomes shallower. And so with this sort of image, you can get really close and watch the waves come in a real focus there with the beautiful sun and pier in the background. So still a leading line, but a lot of interest in the foreground, and you want interest, otherwise it's boring, right? Nobody likes boring. My final go-to this morning that I want to talk about is if you get really low. So I've gone handheld now. There's heaps of light, so it's not a problem. I'm shooting on a 40th of a shutter speed. I'm going to take my aperture down to about 11. I'm going to increase my shutter speed to 120, which means I can hold it still, take a shot and keep things in focus. And then I'm just going to wait for this surf to come in. So have a look at this, if I can, hang on. I'm going to wait for the surf to come in, and then I'm basically going to pop off a shot like that, with the focus point being where the water comes in. You can see what that looks like. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, I know I've kind of flown through a heap of stuff this morning, please leave a comment below, give me the thumbs up, subscribe if you like this channel. I would love to have you partner with me and be part of this journey as we explore more of the creativity that photography offers. Take care, and I'll see you in just a sec in the next video that comes up.